Welcome back, friends. This is Deepak More and you are watching my YouTube channel, TheIndianOptions.com. Today we are going to discuss the third risk in our section, damn risky options section. This is the third video and this is the third risk. It is called as implied volatility. Now, if you look at it, we have discussed it in other videos as well. Implied volatility is not actually the risk, but I have added it here just so that you should be mindful of what is happening and if something happens in the market, how volatility is going to affect your premiums and things like that. That's why I have added it as a risk here so that you should learn about it. That's it. Okay. Moving on to the first slide. Now, if you see on the left side, I have captured two markets. One was the first left hand side market was on 2nd December and on the right hand side market was on 6th December. Now, what is flat market? On the 2nd December, the market was flat. Now, what does it mean by the flat market or range bound market or sideways market? Now, if you look at the graph properly, after 10:30 or maybe 10:40 or so, since 10:40, the market has gone down, up, and it has crossed the center line at least like 6 or 7 times. Okay, now, and it has ended very marginally less points, I think so, just couple of 10 points or so below from where it started. Okay, now the thing is that in this kind of market, now when it is a flat market, the volatility is usually very less. Volatility is very low. It means that there's no big movements happening right now. The premium will decrease because only time is being wasted here. In this kind of market, only time is being wasted and nothing much has happened. So if you are in a sell kind of contract right now, then which means that your premium has decreased by 2 or 3 rupees at least in one day, and that could be good for you basically. Okay, and on the right hand side we'll see on the 6th December 2019, this is the directional market. Directional market meanings like if you look at around approximately again same time 10:30, 10:40, from that point onwards it has consistently gone down. It has never crossed the center line or the line where the market was yesterday, right? So it has consistently, it's going down, and by the end of the day, the market was almost like 100% down. So this is the directional market, and like when the market is live, it is very difficult to understand basically whether the market is going to be directional or whether it is going to be flat or whether it is going to be up or down. It is very difficult to understand at that point of time. So our best bet is that we should keep on observing the market every 10-15 minutes, just to understand that okay, last time it was in negative, today also, now also in negative, in another 10 minutes also in negative, again in 10 minutes it is negative. And if you are getting like negative or positive, meaning that it is going and one directional market. Now in the first case, in the flat market, if you see that okay, now it is positive, after 10 minutes it was negative, again after 10 minutes it was positive, again after 5 minutes it was negative. If we get this kind of negative, positive, negative, this kind of readings, then we should consider it as a flat market, right? Now when it is a directional market, in this kind of market the volatility will increase. Okay, volatility will increase, and this is also the market where you can actually make really a lot of money. If you are a buyer or if you are a seller, depending on the direction of the market, you can choose your role. Basically, you can be a buyer or seller, and in that situation, you can actually make really good money. So now, if you are in now in the example of 6th December market, it was going down actually. So in that situation, if you had, say for example, call sell contract open, then you would have made a very good profit today. Your premium would have decreased maybe at least by 30 or 40 rupees or so, and you could have got profit and you could have come out of the market. If you would have by any chance that you would have a put sell kind of contract right now open, then you could be looking at a loss of at least 30 to 40 rupees as a premium. The premium would increase and you would make loss actually, but this is again the paper loss and not the real loss, so you shouldn't be really worried about this if the expiry is still far away. We have discussed this in greater detail in the strategy section. Please visit those videos to understand the strategies in the upside market, downside market, and in the flat market. But in this video, I just wanted to make sure that you understand what is volatility and how volatility increases or decreases, in which kind of market the volatility will increase and decrease. So in the directional market, volatility increases, and that is a good chance for you to make some money. Or if in the worst case situation, if you are in a bad in the opposite side of the market, then of course you will make a little bit of loss, but nothing to worry about it if your expiry is far. So moving on to the next slide. Now, what are the further implications of this volatility? Volatility in general, it is not a good news. If your money is stuck, or if you already have the open contracts and you are sitting on the wrong side of the market, you are assuming that the market will go up and you have opened the contracts based on the market going up, but the market is going down. So that is like that means sitting in the wrong side of the market. Now, when you are sitting on the wrong side of the market, volatility is certainly not your very good friend. But if you are sitting in the market on the right direction of the market, then volatility is your very good friend. Okay. Now, what happens if volatility increases? If volatility increases, then your margin will also increase. Okay. So that's why, like when I said that when we invest like 5 lakh rupees, you can open 5 lots, and assuming that the margin is 90,000 rupees for per lot, then in 4.5 lakhs you can open like 5 lots. And I said that we should keep at least a buffer of 50,000 rupees or so. This is exactly the reason why we should keep the margin buffer. Now, what happens is, as soon as the volatility will increase, the margin will increase. Okay, and if the market doesn't recover before the end of the market, by 3:30, if the market doesn't go back to where it was from where it started, then your margin is going to increase tonight. So at night you will see that out of that 50,000, your broker has deducted another 20,000 or so from your account. Now this extra 20,000 they are taking because the volatility has increased, and so the margin has increased, and that's why they will take some 20,000 or so by that standards to from your account. And again, if tomorrow the market falls further, again they are going to open, they are going to take more money. So as the market goes down, and the volatility starts increasing, the requirement for the margin will increase. So it is always suggested that you at least keep like 50 per lot. You should at least keep like 20,000 or 25,000 rupees per lot as a margin. Just an extra buffer of a margin. Now what happens is that if you don't have sufficient margin, in that situation your broker is going to call you and ask you to put some more money in the in your trading account or demat account, or he will ask you to sell a couple of lots so that 2 or 3 lakh rupees margin would be free, and then that margin can be used as an additional margin for the remaining lots. Okay, so that is one way that you can do it. And if you don't do either of these, then they are going to forcefully close some of their trades in order to take the margin. This is that they can do, of course, without your consent, because when you open the demat account, you already gave them the consent to do that. Okay, so be mindful that when you are having a sell contract, the margin will increase, and you should have a sufficient buffer in your bank account to recover that. Actually, it happened with me a lot of times ago. A lot of times, I don't say that I was in a problem or so. Actually, what happened is that I had opened like 30 lots or so, and then the market, and I had like maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees just there in the market. and then the next day the market, I saw that the volatility has increased and the margin could increase today again, because yesterday it was down, today also it is down, and I just thought that, oh, I don't have sufficient money to cover the margin. So what I did is I sold 6 lots, and then I got 6 lakh rupees as a buffer, and then that took care of that extra margin requirement. And that's how we can play around with this. But just be aware that when the volatility increase, the margin requirements increase. Okay, now why volatility increases and why margin increases is because lot of traders, they use these options as a hedging strategy. Hedging means nothing but insurance, right? Now when the nifty starts to fall, suddenly everybody, hypothetically everybody starts to get doubts about, oh, what will happen about nifty's future is in lot of dark and things like that. And then it becomes very, nifty's future becomes very uncertain. And then when the future is uncertain, then the need for the insurance arises, and that's why the stock options, they start getting more expensive and the margin increases and so on and so forth. But traders, they then get more panic, and then they start selling and then buying, and then it is like a snowball effect, and that's how the margin keeps on increasing, volatility increases. On the other hand, like when the market again goes back to where it was, like it takes a dip and again it goes up, in that case again the volatility will decrease, and then everybody's heartbeat will start resting, and so the margin will rest and volatility will rest, and everything, and the premium price will again start to drop or go up as per the way you are sitting in the market. So just understand only one thing from this video, that the volatility will increase in a directional market, either up or down, and based on where you are sitting, which direction you are sitting, you can either make a good profit or good loss based on this. And if you are in a loss, and if you don't have sufficient margin, more money, some buffer money in your account, then you might have to sell couple of lots to recover that margin issue. That's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching my video, and please visit my website www.TheIndianOptions.com and download this presentation from there. Please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Bye.